Scorchio! Oh my goodness. It's not even 10. It is boiling today. My shed thermometer says 30. My shed thermometer says 34, which is 90. It will be a bit less than that outside because there's a breeze, but oh my goodness, yeah. Obviously the window is open. It's lovely having my window open, but I don't like the fact that I have to take my little painting off every time. And yeah, I thought I'd just mention this today because enough time has passed now for it not to be so sad and raw. The gorgeous Phil, who made this oh so cheerful ladybug, as he would say, across the other side of the pond. I would say ladybird. Yeah, he died at Christmas. It was really, obviously, unbearably sad. I miss him. I miss our little chats. But I'm so glad that I've got one of his paintings, and not just any old painting, but one that is so utterly cheerful. Thanks, Phil, wherever you are. It just always makes me smile. Literally every time I come to the shed, it makes me smile. What a great thing to leave behind is to leave behind people who are smiling. I love it. Thanks, Phil. So, oh my goodness, today, well, first of all, yay, let me just share. It's the last bag. The very last bag of plants. Let me hoik one out to show you. It's my Pelargonium cuttings. Yay! So how many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in total. 2 of which are my favourite white. I love white flowers anyway. But especially in a Pelargonium. Now, if for any of you who've been watching me for 4 years, oh my goodness, that's how long it's been. If you go back to one of my very first videos, I think it's about my 5th, 6th, 7th video, somewhere around there, you'll see that was when I sowed the mummy plants. Oh my goodness. I'd heard from a lot of people that geraniums, pelargoniums are really difficult to bring on from seed. I thought, well, I want to have a go anyway because they're such cheerful flowers, and I figured, you know, £2.50 for a pack of seeds then, and they're a little bit more expensive because they're organic. I'm sure you could probably get a packet of seeds for £1.50 that aren't organic, but why would you? Anyway, so I thought £2.50 for a packet of seeds, or £2.50 for a little tray of 6 plug plants. It's kind of a no-brainer. I want to have a go. So I had a go, and yeah, they did really well for me. I've managed over the years to kill a few off over the winters, but then I think, yeah, right from the beginning, for the winters, I've ended up with 4 mother plants. That first winter when I brought plants back from the garden to home, I ended up with 4 plants that now they just live at home. They live there, they stay there, they don't come here. They're the mother plants from those original teeny tiny little seedlings. One of them is white. One of them, I kind of can't remember now. I think one's red. One is that kind of peachy pink colour that I'm not massively keen on, but hey, I'm not being fussy. So this winter that we just had, the winter of 21 into 22, if you were around at that time, you remember I left a tray of all the garden ones here in the shed to see if they would overwinter down here, knowing that I had the backup of the 4 mother plants at home. They didn't make it. I don't know if it was that, I was going to say, I don't know if it was that really cold spell in February when we had snow, but I think they were dead before then. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'd got the 4 mother plants at home. So with these, I'll just show you again, nice, good sturdy little plants. I took the cuttings from them. It was, I think, towards the end of March. Yeah, and then by about the end of April, they had enough roots on them for me to pot them up. So they've been potted up for the last month at home, not indoors because it gets quite warm. Well, in May it wasn't that warm indoors, was it, for any of us? There were times I was thinking, I fancy putting the heating on this evening, but I kind of refuse to put the heating on after the end of March. Goodness me. Anyway, so yeah, so they've had a month of sitting out on the communal hallway, big skylight above, so there's plenty of light still, but it's not heated. It faces north. That skylight is slanted to the north, so it's weak-ish light compared to, say, my south-facing window. But they're fine. Well, you can see they're fine, aren't they? And I know that 2 of them are the white because I've labelled the pots. When I took the cuttings, I literally just put them in a jam jar of water. And I had 3 jam jars on the go because I did take quite a few cuttings. A couple of them didn't really come to anything. And they were all in a jumble, but I had 1 jam jar on the end with a label on that said, it just said W. As in, these 2 cuttings are my white ones. Yay, so that's good. Right, now the thing today is, it is really hot. It's going to get hotter and hotter. I'm going to tackle my last bed today, that tomato bed. I really don't want to do it in this heat, but the thing I was going to do today has been moved, as in not a garden thing, a thing for someone else. That's been moved to another day, so today is the day I've got. Like I said, I don't think it's ideal for any of us to be doing quite hard physical work when it is so hot. I will be really careful. I am a sensible lass. Plenty of water, slap on the screen. Have I got a hat here? I'll have a look around and see if I've got one of my hats. And I'll probably work for 10-15 minutes at a time, and then I'll come back into, at the moment the shed's really warm because it was closed up, but later on, especially this afternoon, the shed will be in shade. I'll just make sure I keep taking regular breaks to just sit in the shade, let my temperature come down a bit, top myself up with water. I've brought a packed lunch. Oh, can't wait. I've got a rice and bean salad. Yum, yum, yum. So if I'm sensible and I go at a sensible pace, this should be achievable today. I really want it to be achievable today because I really need the last bed to be done, so that as we progress through the next week, now it will all be about planting out and building structures. And just to say, planting out isn't exactly the most restful job when you're planting out in any numbers. I'm mentioning this because I don't know if any of you saw, I don't know whether it's come out on YouTube yet or if it's just for us Planet Vegetaria private viewers. I think it was on Planet Vegetaria. I'm talking about Paul's garden. So you'll be able to see it on YouTube on Monday the 7th of June. I don't know when this video of mine is coming out. So anyway, the point is, I was saying, oh yeah, once this bed's dug, I'll just be into that nice thing now of planting things out. Paul spent yesterday or the day before planting out 70 tomatoes. I know, because I plant out 32 each year, I know how long that would have taken, what an effort it was. So even if you're doing something that you think is relatively gentle, like planting out, bear in mind it takes time. You'll be out there for quite a while. So if, when you're doing something like that, if you can, if you've got a parasol, a shade parasol that you can move around the garden with you to keep you in shade, or plant a few out, retreat to the shade. Don't try and do everything in one go. I reckon it must have taken Paul 4 hours or more to do all that planting. Good on you, lovely. So yeah, when I come to planting, if it's weather like this, I will take exactly the same precautions as I do today. 15 minutes of work, retreat, cool a bit, top up my fluids, back out, 15 minutes. So I'm going to be like a shade sunshine yo-yo today. Yay! I quite like that idea. A shade sunshine yo-yo. Right. That's enough waffle. The first thing I need to do is clear all the stuff that's sitting on the top. It's all the wood for my teepees, all sorts of other wood. That needs to all be moved into its new areas in the garden. And actually I think that's the kind of job, once I've done that, that will be time to have a quick retreat. Don't want to kick them. Rose de Berne. Right, now.
Hello.
Morning. Oh, sweaty already. to put these two in the spots, I think. And so on. I can't decide where to put these last bits of wood. The branchy bits, they're all over there to make teepees. The long bits of planks over in the stop shouting at you, Vivi. The long planks under the rose bush, that area, that is for where I'll have horizontal squash. Oof, sweaty hair. Oh, so cute. This little girl going past in a wheelbarrow. Yeah, the planks over there, that will be for holding down cardboard. So I'm going to try and get some compost on those gnarly beds, get them covered in cardboard, give them a really good soaking. Actually, I don't think they need a good soaking, they were so wet. But yeah, cover them in cardboard, use the wood to hold the cardboard down, suppress weeds all summer, just plant the squash through. All the bricks will end up stored in the middle of the tomato bed. It's that thing, isn't it? All this stuff that we use, whether it's, you know, teepees in the summer, they come down, we need to store them in the winter. I just store them on top of the beds. All the bricks, there's so many bricks all around the plot. Don't us gardeners love scavenging bricks out of skips? All these bricks, I use them to hold the cardboard down over winter. But of course in the summer I don't need them. Nowhere to actually store them. So the easiest thing is to just store them in the middle of the bed. Right, last little bit. So I'm going to put my fork in and show you when I put my fork in. And let's just hope that this bed isn't too bad, because honestly it's a scorcher today. But yeah, first of all, get the last of the bricks out of the way. Those last couple of big planks, cardboard off, and then I'll show you. Just while I'm having my shade and water moment, definitely going to be in, out today. Just quickly tell you about that bed that I'm about to uncover. We'll see it together for the first time. Last year it was my onions, so it would have been, I think I planted the onions around about April. When they came out, I think July, I put in a load of baby brassicas. It was just too late in the year, they didn't come to anything. However, when I put the little brassicas in, I also put on, I would say 7 or 8 centimetres, nearly 3 inches of semi-composted material. It was basically everything that I had left in one of the compost bins. And I did that as a really, good, deep, thick mulch that would also, obviously it's going to rot down and hopefully get incorporated into the soil by the worms. So it had that. And then, I can't actually remember when I did this, sorry. At some point over the winter, I decided, or it might have been it might have been like January or February, I decided that those brassicas were not coming to anything. So I had them out. Of course, I saved all the leaves I possibly could. Bear with me a sec. Oh, that was a nice, quickie little visit from our Kay. Yes, so they all came out in, I was either January or February. I sort of harvested, scrounged as much leaf there as I could for eating. The rest got chopped up, laid on the surface. Plus, I had a bit of stuff in the compost bin that went on, and I then went round the whole garden, so sort of old brassica leaves, anything that was sort of dying back or whatever. Got all of that material, chopped it up, spread it on that bed. So that must have been another sort of 7 or 8 centimetres, 2 or 3 inches of stuff on the top. Then put the cardboard on. So it's been fallow like that now for March, April, May, 3 months. So it's had a lot of material. It's had 2 doses like this. So, you know, pretty much 6 inches of material added to it. One lot in late July, another lot in February. So hopefully a lot of that's been taken down, incorporated, so it'll make it just a nice light forking session. However, is anything ever that easy? Who knows? So let's go and have a look at it together. I'll take the cardboard off, stick the fork in and show you, and we can discover together. Right then, let's see what we've got going on under the cardboard. I can see it's massively gone down. Wow, massively. Yeah, look, I mean, that's... You'd have no idea that that had so much material added to it. If you're just looking at it, you know, there are a few stalky bits left. Loads of little earwigs, a couple of slugs. Should we stick the fork in and see what's going on? Ooh. Also, I don't know if it picks up on camera, but I can see that this area looks quite moist. This, obviously, where the cardboard has disappeared over time, is considerably more dry. Let's stick the fork in. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Well, you know, that it's not as bad as all the beds in main bed number 4. It's not as bad as them, but that's still not exactly easy, is it? For all that material. Because tomatoes are going in here, I don't need to do much more than that. I don't need to make a tilth. I just need to be able to get in, because that is like concrete on the top. Not going to really stand much of a chance to get, you know, a planting hole. So, okay, not disastrous by any means, not compared with the other beds, but still it feels, you know what it does, it feels frustrating for the amount of material that was added. Never mind. Right, it's going to take me probably best part of an hour to get this bed ready. I'm not going to make you watch me sweat for an hour. Oh, cat fight. I certainly won't do it all in one go on such a hot day. But yeah, I'll bring you back when I've had a chance to, well, when it's finished and ready. Done. Glass, look for glass. Oh, glass. Oh, that was an effort. lumps. Good. Good, good, goody good. Oh, I want to celebrate. Oh my goodness, sweaty red face. Yay, that's the last bed done. Okay, the stats on that bed, since taking off that wood to just now, it's been 3 hours. However, in that 3 hours, I would say maybe it's taken me about an hour and a half to do that bed, because I've been super sensible and I've taken numerous sit down in the shade with my water breaks. I know it does look it from my puce face, goodness me. Just a quick word before we go about my soil. Now, probably from the tour, when I was talking about the 3 mini beds within main bed number 4, and today, it probably seems like I'm always complaining about it. Now, I would say that, yeah, I do curse my soil sometimes, but for, oh, I think I've got soil on my face, but for every time I curse it, I praise it and shower it with love 100 times. There's no two ways about it. This soil isn't the easiest kind of soil to work with, but it's incredibly fertile and nutrient dense. You know, if you think, I've been gardening here for 10 years and I garden pretty intensively. You know, some of the beds they'll have crops in for 18 months, because they'll have a summer crop, followed by a winter crop, followed by a summer crop, before it's got a chance to be fallow. So I work this garden really, really hard in terms of growing and also cramming. You know, with my spacing, I'm really mean. I cram way more in than the books and the seed packets say. And the fact is, over the 10 years that I've been really intensively gardening it, productivity and the harvest, none of that's diminished. In fact, I would say, as the years have gone on, I'm getting bigger and better harvests every year. It's fantastic. And in terms of, you know, sort of feeding the soil, fertilisers, all that sort of thing, I use a scattering of chicken pellets at the beginning of the season when I'm prepping a bed, although I don't know that I'll put any on the tomato bed, I'm not sure, haven't decided yet, I'm getting low on them. But yeah, it'll get a scattering of chicken manure pellets at the beginning of the season, and that's pretty much it, other than me using my own diluted urine to fertilise as things are actually growing. In terms of sort of soil improvement and etc, well, you've seen, you know, whenever and wherever possible, I'm adding compost. Sometimes I'm adding compost that's hardly had a chance to compost down, sort of as a mulch, so as it's composting it's doing the mulch job too. Grass clippings, leaves, plant scraps that I chop up, all that massive blown brassicas at the end of winter, nearly at the end of spring by the time I did it. All of those things, you know, kitchen scraps, cardboard. I do chuck literally anything and everything by way of organic material at these beds. So yeah, I love my soil really, and it really, really pays me back. I'm trying to give it a little bit back every year by way of, like I said, the composts and the mulch. But it's such great soil in terms of nutrition anyway. Wow, I'm very, very lucky. You see, I'm all happy about it now that all the digging's finished. I've tried in that bed, I've only gone down about 5 inches, like about half a fork's depth. The first fork I put in, I did go a bit too deep, a bit deeper than I wanted. I'm just trying to break it up at the top a bit so I can actually get plants in, and the plants that go in, they've got a chance to get their roots out, which they should now be able to do with that bed. Right, I had a list of other things I wanted to do today. First thing I'm going to do is, it's quite late for lunch, but I'm going to stop and have my lunch now and just have half an hour quiet, rest my knees, just listen and appreciate the garden. Then my priority is watering everything that's in pots still waiting to be planted, they really, really, really dry out quickly. So do all my watering, and I think, to be honest, by the time I've done that, I'm going to feel a bit shattered, and I'm probably going to be sensible and go home, skip a day, I've got other things on, and come back rested, refreshed, and I think, just thinking about priorities, I think maybe start thinking about getting the tomatoes planted and getting some structures, getting the garlic out. Yeah, there's loads to do, but I feel now, that last bed is prepped. That's it. I can just not relax completely, just relax a bit. Fab. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you've enjoyed a bit of, it's been quite quiet time out there, hasn't it, of me just moving sticks and bricks. Sticks and bricks, maybe that's what this video should be called. Alright lovelies, until next time, please look after yourselves. Oh, my back! Look after each other. Just keep at it in your gardens if you're still feeling a bit behind. You know, now we're warming up, hopefully anything that we do now, it'll quickly catch up and romp away like we were ready a whole month ago. Here's hoping. Alright lovelies, cheerio.